After 15 years on a plant foods diet, so that's 30 years in between us, there are certain things that we would not do if we were to eat a raw food diet again, and we did raw food diet for 4 years. And in today's video, we are going to explain why.
Hi, it's Paul and Yulia Tarbath here, certified holistic nutritionist with over 12 years of experience, helping you balance your hormones, your gut health, and get the body of your dreams naturally.
Yeah, so I came into raw foods lifestyle myself first. I discovered it first, and then we implemented it together. And that was because of my health issues. I wanted to fix Candida overgrowth, and I had that problem for a long time. Hormonal imbalances, including PCOS, hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, which I didn't know about at the time. It's something that I learned myself and discovered later. And also a lot of fatigue, debilitating fatigue, where I struggled to get out of bed, and aches and pains, inflammation in my body, blood sugar imbalances. So there are a lot of issues that I was looking to fix. Now, looking back and 15 years on, here are the things that we would not do. And let's dive into it right away. So the first one is neglect the importance of protein. And that one is a huge one among raw vegans and also high raw vegans to a point. And that seems to be that one guru said it, and then everyone else repeats the same thing until you question it, and until you start looking at science and evidence, and until you start looking at the importance of protein, especially if you are a female who's perimenopausal, menopausal, or you're a female who is aging, 60s and beyond. Yeah, so the importance of that. But not just for that. Also, if you're male and if you want to build more muscle, or if you're female and you want to build more muscle, if you want to maintain bone health. So let's talk about the protein. So in the raw vegan movement, it goes like this. Where do you get your protein from? Well, you need amino acids. Okay. Where do you get your amino acids from? You get it from plant foods. So do you get all the protein requirements from plant foods? Yes, for as long as you eat enough calories. Okay, so let's break it down and let's look at that. So yes, we need protein. We get it from amino acids. Okay, I know you're educated on that topic. We're not going to go into it. Yes, so you already know that. So if you are a raw vegan, especially fruit-based raw vegan, are you going to get sufficient amount of protein?
Well, in terms of protein and what you actually need and what the science says, we're looking at around 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of lean body weight and up from there. So we do need a certain amount of protein to remain healthy.
And you work it out based on your ideal weight, not based on, if you are 30, 50 pounds overweight, you're not going to be multiplying that by the overweight. So it's lean body mass, your ideal weight. So let's say that you are a female like myself. So you are 54 kilograms or 120 pound female. And that is your ideal weight. I'm at my ideal weight, and I'm happy about that. And I love it. And you need to multiply that by 0.8 grams. So that's the amount of protein that I need to get. So let's go back to when I was eating a raw vegan diet. So the foods that I would have eaten on a raw vegan diet. So you can see they've been logged into Chronometer and how much protein I would get. So that's actually under the amount that I would require to just meet my basic protein needs. So what is the danger of that? What is the downside of under-eating on protein?
Well, as you mentioned just earlier, there is an issue that can be with your bone health. So your bones can start weakening because you're having too little protein. And that can be a problem for sure as you get older.
Especially if you're going through menopause.
Exactly. Then there's the issue with your muscles. Well, if you'd be building muscle, you want to build muscle and lift weights. It could be an issue when you don't have enough protein, so then you struggle to build muscle.
To gain muscle. And okay, let's just cut this straight. So if you're a male watching this video and going, hey, look at my muscle, I'm a raw vegan. I look at my muscle. I'm a strong male. What are you talking about? I'm a female. You're a male. You have more testosterone. You can build muscle. Paul can build muscle. You as a male, if you're watching this, can build muscle much easier than females can. As a female, that's not going to work. Yeah, so I do need my protein as a female. As a female, so I'm in my 40s. I'm not in my menopausal age yet. And my hormones are all balanced, great. But when I approach my menopause, an important area I will need to pay attention to. So I can't deny that and ignore that. So let's just distinguish that. Yes. So as a female, if I wanted to start building muscle, hey, you know what? I'm going to build muscle. And I do have muscle and I've got muscle. So I'm happy with that. I'm consuming sufficient amount of protein. But if I want to build more muscle and start, I'm going to hit the gym 3 to 5 times a week and start building muscle, then I'll need more protein, and I'll need more protein after my workouts as well. And we can say that, just eat more calories, because if I eat more watermelon, it just does not have the protein density if compared to a scoop of protein powder. And I will need to start eating so many calories from grapes and watermelon and mangoes. I'll have to eat a lot more to consume my calories. I'll start to gain weight. I know I will, because I'm going to be eating way too many calories, and that's not my goal. So then there is an issue first of consuming sufficient amount of protein for your needs. And second, also consuming sufficient amount of protein for the bone health and for your muscle as well. So let's just cut that straight, that it is important to consume sufficient amount of protein. And going back to when we were raw vegans, I wish we knew that. And it's something that we didn't know. It's something that we now do with our clients. We look at their protein intake. We advise on how to increase their protein. And if some of our clients want to build muscle, we'll help them create plans that can help them meet their goals.
Okay, the second one is eating a fruit-only diet.
Which we never did.
No.
Anyway.
It's a big mistake. It's a very big mistake.
We never did that. We had a fruit-based diet.
When you eat a lot of fruit and nothing else, it's all excluded. No greens, nothing else, just fruit. Yes, you can get lots of calories for sure, lots of sugar.
Yeah, no
problem. But then you've got to look at the vitamins you're not getting, and you won't get a lot of vitamins as much as you should do, and minerals as well. So things like, iron, B vitamins we're talking about here, vitamin K, folate, you need to have other things in your diet like vegetables to give you these minerals, and vitamins, and you're not going to get that just eating fruit, bananas and watermelons all day long.
Yeah, so that's the thing, and you can start definitely see decline to your health. So you need to be very careful. We just cannot say, okay, raw vegan is the best, fruitarian is the best, and anyone who challenges that to say, hey, what about protein? No, you're just like, it's not a problem. It's not, I'm going to get everything. You just cannot. You cannot blindly. We cannot afford to do that. Or, okay, if people want to bump into dangerous deficiencies and see their health decline and see how they develop osteopenia and osteoporosis and suffer later on in life.
The thing is, things can work for a while. They could be months or even years, and you think, hey, everything's working well. But then on down the line, it might be 5 years, could be 10 years, could be 15, 20 years. Then you run into problems. It's like, perhaps I haven't been doing everything I should have been doing, and now I've got serious health problems. So, you really need to pay attention to what you're doing, the nutrition that you're getting, where you're getting it from. So you're getting those vitamins and those minerals, because it's really all important. So don't just over-rely on a certain food and think, this is it, as long as I've got enough calories.
And the reason why we talk about all these things is because over the years, we've worked with hundreds of clients, and a lot of our clients came to us because they were on a raw vegan, high raw vegan diet, and they were not thriving. They were experiencing health problems. And some of our clients were on a raw vegan diet for 25 years, and they had debilitating health issues. Now, are we saying that raw vegan diets lead to this? No, you can thrive on a raw vegan diet. It's possible, but you really need to know what you're doing.
So the next one is raw no matter what. And it can be similar to what we just talked about, the fruit side of things, just eating fruit all day long. people can get stuck in this way of thinking, dogma you can call it, where they think, I've just got to be raw, nothing else is going to work, raw is the best, raw is law, this is all I need to do, I can't do anything else. Well, actually, in reality, it really doesn't need to be that way.
Yes, and it's important to say that we're all for raw diets. We've done it ourselves. We have clients who come to us who say, you know what, I just want to thrive on a raw vegan diet, and we'll help them. And we are all for raw vegan diets. They're great.
And there's no doubt, when you eat a lot of raw in your diet, you feel great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. It's probably the best you've ever felt.
And it might be that for your body and the challenges that you've gone through, raw is better. And for me personally, with all the autoimmune and injury that I've experienced when I was 9, and that wrecked a lot of things in my body, I can tell you that. This is why we have a natural immunity here. Yeah, raw might be a better plan for certain people. I'm not denying that, because your goal might not be to build the biggest muscle, but you might want to keep your autoimmune disease in check and maintain a healthy life and be happy and energetic and still be fit. But the biggest muscle is not your goal, for example. It's not what you're after. And a lot of people with autoimmune and also long-term chronic health issues might not do well with really heavy gym workouts, and it might tip them over the edge. So we understand all that, and we understand that raw has its place, and it's really the best cleansing and health building lifestyle. You can really overcome stubborn health issues with this diet, but we're talking about long term, and we're also talking about realistic application of a raw vegan diet in our modern world. For those of us who are parents, for those of us who have responsibilities, it's very easy to just sit on your own, be a single person who lives in the tropics. So when we maintained a raw vegan diet, that was before our parenting days. That was before I got pregnant and started to go through hormonal shifts. That was before I breastfed our daughter for 6 years, rain or shine, and actually a little bit beyond that as well. Yes. So long-term breastfeeding. That was before, we had to really... Your life, it doesn't seem like your life belongs to you anymore. You have to do a lot of things as a parent, and running a business and maintaining lifestyle balance. We were on our own. We lived in Thailand. We did a lot of fitness, eating carbs. We did a lot of endurance. Eating carbs was a great thing. And we had a lot of rest, all the recovery we cared for. We could have a nap in the afternoon. We
go
could
to bed at 9 o'clock at night.
At 9 o'clock at night.
Oh,
get
idyllic.
up whenever you want. Go for a workout. Get to the markets. Get all the fruit you need every single day. Make sure that it's ripe, and then work out. Do our work, and then sleep in the afternoon. Do more work, and then go for another workout.
Optimal recovery we had. It was just brilliant.
Yeah. Let's face it, that's not going to be your reality if you're a parent. Yes, that's just not going to be your reality if you're a parent. That's not going to be your reality if you're a parent and an entrepreneur. You have you've got your career as well.
Okay, so the next one is ignoring the medical side of things. The medical world, it's all wrong. Just completely avoid it. All you need to do is eat a healthy diet, live a healthy lifestyle. And that's it. That's all you need to do.
I'm gonna laugh.
Well, I wish it was that simple.
It is funny. It is funny. So, especially the argument that all the blood levels have been tested on unhealthy people who have not eaten a raw food diet. Therefore, it's all nonsense. So, just all you need to do is eat a raw vegan diet. We know people wouldn't go and test themselves, for example, just because they think that you're going to get it all from fruits and vegetables. And while you can get a lot of things from fruits and vegetables, it's not a bad idea to go and do your blood work and, okay, let's see the proof. And also to understand, when we work with our clients, we help them understand optimal ranges. And there are a lot of myths. One of the ladies came to, she was inquiring to work with us, and you talked to her about her thyroid, her TSH.
And she just went to get it tested. They were offering a free test, and they tested her TSH. And
which is thyroid stimulating hormone.
Yeah, right? Which is a thyroid hormone. And they told her, it's like, I think it was like 120 something.
With the ideal range being up to 2.5. 2.5. Hers was 120.
120, over 120. And she said to me, well, I feel fine. I'm eating a plant foods diet. There's nothing to worry about. And that was her answer. And she was steadfast in that.
And you've got to understand that there's also science. And again, with TSH over 5, you are at risk of heart problems in the future. You know, it's important to understand that there are certain things that we cannot neglect and ignore. And if you're a female, you need to have your regular checkups as well as a female, and go and have your pap tests and look at your female health as well, and measure your blood work and have that regularly done. So at least once a year. So it's a good idea to keep an eye on your vitamin D levels, on your B12 levels, on your folate, and on your, if your thyroid is all good, then that's great. But if your thyroid is problematic, where are your levels at? If you've got an autoimmune, where are your antibodies are at? And
let's just talk about vitamin D, for example. We know people who live in hot countries are still vitamin D deficient.
A lot of our clients are vitamin D deficient.
Because they hide from the sun. They don't get enough sunshine, so then they're deficient. And of course, if people have darker skin, then it can be more difficult to get enough vitamin D, so they need to get more sunlight. Again, vitamin D, some people think, well, I can just get it from my food. I can get vitamin D from my food. And you might hear gurus tell you, well, you eat a raw food diet, you'll get plenty of vitamin D from your food. Well, that's just not true. And in fact, science is now showing us that you need a good amount of vitamin D in your body to maintain a proper immune system. And that's really important. If you don't have that, then that can be causing you problems now and on down the line with your health. So it's super important to understand that, I better test my vitamin D. I better know what the healthy amount of vitamin D in my body is, the healthy range, and know how to get it and keep it up there all year round.
Another issue with a lot of clients who were female clients who we work with is, let's say they've got fibroids or endometriosis or issues like that. Well, that's usually an issue with estrogen, or they have a lot of fatigue. And just recently, one of the clients, and it's just a typical story. So she came to us with a lot of fatigue and imbalances and just really not feeling well. Okay, let's test. Let's see where are you estrogen dominant? Let's test that. So my doctor said that there is no need to test any hormones because my cycle is regular. Wrong. Or did we discover that she was estrogen dominant? Yeah. So she needed to correct her estrogen levels. So wrong. I mean, there are lots of mistakes in the medical world. You really need to know both sides. You need to know the alternative health world and the medical world, their ideal ranges, what links to what, hormonal interaction, how hormones interact with each other to be able to win this game.
A perfect example is Hashimoto's. So you might not have any symptoms, and I had a client just recently, the doctor said, I'm not testing you for your thyroid because you have got no symptoms. Yulia had this issue where had no symptoms.
On the raw vegan diet.
Years
into raw vegan diet.
The doctor would say, no, I don't need to test you, you've got no symptoms. And in the background, going on, if she'd had a blood test, she would have seen that she got high levels of antibodies to her thyroid. And if she'd have known that through the blood test, she could have started working on that to lower those levels. But she didn't know because she wasn't given a blood test.
Yeah, so if your antibodies are, let's say, Hashimoto issue, right? High antibodies on a blood test. What do you do? Do you ignore them? I have no symptoms. No, you don't, because it's happening
on the quiet. It's happening on the quiet.
And over the long term, it's possible to start experiencing more damage and another autoimmune disease on top of that. And that was years into raw vegan diet. So I had to do a lot more work on rebalancing my gut health, my guts. Sorting that out and sorting out some of the deficiencies that I discovered. So that's why what we are talking about today, we are talking about it from a 15 years of experience, not only for our own health and for especially my health issues that I had in the past, but also from the perspective of hundreds of our clients. And it's not just something that we let's just talk about the downsides of a raw vegan diet. No, it's great. But at the same time, you need to be very careful as well. And you need to know more than just eat fruit. You're going to get your protein, no problem. Medical world, is like they've got it wrong. They don't even know what they're doing. And just let's neglect it all.
Don't worry about vitamin D. You'll get enough.
Well, science is wrong. We need to be intelligent human beings, willing to question things, be open to things, and change things accordingly when we find out a better way.
So the next one is supplements. oh, I wish we lived in an ideal world where we could eat all the food we wanted and it had everything that we needed and we didn't have to worry about deficiencies. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. We don't live in an ideal world. We're not outside all the time getting plenty of sunshine. So this is where supplementation comes in.
And this is what we, again, cannot ignore, that one of the clients we worked with, after 25 years on a raw vegan diet, strict raw vegan diet, lots of fasting, fruit-based raw vegan, like 80-10-10 raw vegan, her health was in a such bad place. I'm not even going to talk about the issue. I don't want to scare you, but basically that was because she not ignored, but she didn't appreciate the importance. It's not because of ignorance. But maybe she listened to the wrong advice and she didn't supplement with B12 and vitamin D and certain other issues, and she had a mess that was debilitating, and she was in a really bad place. So I can tell you that, again, if you go down the route of dogma, and I know a lot of you want, a lot of her clients who, and I know that we'll get some bad comments underneath this video. And, again, we're immune to this. Just to let you know, we've been doing this for over 10 years. We know how to deal with bad comments. There is a delete button. There's a block button. It does not affect us a bit. It's not going to stop us in sharing a message. It's not going to stop us in talking to people about the issues that can help them preserve their health. We're not into dogma. We're into living and thriving ourselves and helping our clients do the same and educating the world the right way. So at the same time, I know that if you're listening to this video, you care about your health and you care about your long-term health, and you probably have a family around you and you want to be there for them and you want to live well. So we cannot ignore the importance of supplementation. And also when it comes to correcting certain issues, for example, when we had a parasite infection years ago in Thailand, after Bali and Thailand, it wrecked our gut health totally. We had to take over so we took a lot of natural herbs, all of them.
Papaya seeds,
everything. Every single herb that is anti-parasitic, we took all of them. But it didn't help. So we had to take the chemical over-the-counter thing, and that was the only thing that solved it. And after that, we had to obviously restore our gut further. And if we were to ignore things and to say, you know what, no, we're just going to eat fruit, stay on a raw vegan diet and not ignore supplementation and all the other aspects of things, we wouldn't be in a good place. Because the longer you walk away with a parasite infection, the more damage is done to your gut. The same goes for B12, vitamin D, and certain issues that you might come across if you've got an autoimmune, for example. Could be certain supplements that could help you.
So another example is iron. Someone might find out, they do a blood test, and find out they're either anemic or near close to being anemic, and their ferritin levels are low. They need to do something about their iron, so they could try and get it through their food. That could take a long time, many months. So what do they do in the short term? Start taking iron to get their iron levels up quickly, to get things back on track.
If it's too low, really low, then they might even need to have an iron infusion to get it up really quickly, and then they can maintain it through that diet, because there are certain risks with being anemic and having your hemoglobin below a certain point as well. So, again, if your goal is health, what is your goal? Your goal is to stick to dogma, no matter what happens to your health, or is your goal health, long-term health, and building that and maintaining that and thriving and adapting things as you go along, and also discovering the latest science that comes out? And it's just so interesting that we've got certain scientific studies to prove that there's a better way to do things. So what is your goal? And I'm sure your goal is health, and I'm sure that you want to thrive long term. And this is why you're here and you're watching us. And if you feel that you need personal help with implementing either a raw, high raw, plant foods lifestyle plan for your needs, let that be going through hormonal changes and rebalancing your hormones, or rebalancing your gut health, Candida, parasite dysbiosis, and so forth, or let that be rebalancing your blood sugar issues, inflammation in the body, and so forth and so forth. We've had people with all kinds of issues. Then let's hop on a free 15-minute call. If your goal is to work with someone, to work with a coach who can help you move forward, let us see how we can help. So what we'll do, we'll talk about your needs, your goals, what you're currently doing, what might not be working, and how we might be able to help you inside our coaching program. So the link is on the screen. Go and grab a spot in our calendar, and if we cannot help you, we'll let you know. If we feel that we might be able to help you, we'll also let you know, and we'll talk about the steps and how after that.
So in our next video, we're going to show you a day in our life.